Hey guys, Wannabe Ryan here with Wannabe Media, and today I just kind of want to go over how I think John Beecher, Mason Lohrei, and Matthew Poitras have played so far in their preseason games, and kind of what to expect out of the next 3 preseason games heading into the regular season. So overall, I think all 3 prospects have played very well. Mason Lohrei, kind of more surprising out of the 3 for me. I just kind of thought the way he played during the Prospect Challenge wasn't all too great. Maybe he wasn't really trying all that too well, kind of saving himself for the preseason, didn't want to gas himself during that Prospect Challenge, and then look like a bowl of chili in preseason. So totally understand that if that's what he was doing. A lot of pros take the preseason just to kind of fine-tune their game and then getting ready for that regular season. But Mason Lohrei overall, his game against Buffalo, yeah, we didn't like that outcome, but, he looked great. 29 minutes in that game. Montgomery said that that's probably incorrect. It is preseason for coaches, referees, timekeepers, stuff like that as well. So it's not just the players that need these games to get ready. It is everyone. So he said he definitely did play over 25 minutes, though. So even if we want to split that and say 27 minutes, that's asking a lot for a player this is his first preseason camp, first time being signed. He's obviously a big part of this future, but the fact that he was able to go out there and handle 27 minutes against Buffalo, and they were playing a good majority of their starters, and even if they weren't all starters, Buffalo does have a very good prospect pool, so it was a good game for him, good lessons. I thought he played very well. He didn't show that he wasn't ready for that opportunity. And then even coming into this next game against Philadelphia, same kind of thing, right? He looked very ready. He looked poised with the puck. Watching all of his movements with the pucks get me very excited. He's very nifty. I'm very excited to see what he brings into it. My expectations for Mason Lohrei, I expect him to play. He's only played 2 out of the 3 preseason games. With there being 3 left, he's either going to play 2 or 3 of them. That they want to make sure that they're looking at all aspects of his game, making sure that this is the right decision. However, I do see him going down to Providence to start the year.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I know, it's going to be upsetting, but I do think it's the right thing for him. Providence last year was really good. This year, I think they're going to kind of be more of the same, good mix of prospects and just guys trying to make their way to the NHL, as well as just AHL regulars. Kind of same thing this year. I do expect him to be very well. It was kind of reported that teams are very interested in Matt Grzelcyk. I think they're making a mistake if the Bruins would trade Matt Grzelcyk just to have Mason Lohrei play. Not saying that Lohrei is going to be better or worse than him in the future, but I do think that the Bruins fans in general sometimes just throw Matt Grzelcyk to the side like he's tilapia and he's not a main fish. He's not a mahi tuna. But I do think that Matt Grzelcyk is a very good hockey player. He has a lot to give. He is a great chemistry partner with Charlie McAvoy. There's been a lot of talks this season about Jake DeBrusk getting a long-term extension. I would love to see Grzelcyk get one as well. I think he is that important to our D-core. Talking about trading away Matt Grzelcyk, we might as well be talking about trading away Derek Forbort. Derek Forbort for Mason Lohrei is more of an interesting one. I like Forbort over Lohrei just for the penalty kill aspect of it. Third pair, Lohrei, Shattenkirk, Forbort, Shattenkirk. Doesn't really matter to me, but as far as losing that big aspect of Forbort on the penalty kill, I'd rather not do it, just not knowing what this season's going to be. We don't have too many guarantees on this team, but Forbort being good on the penalty kill is definitely one of them. People love to give Forbort shit, but I do think he is solid on the penalty kill, and that goes a long way for us. Going forward, though, I do want to talk about these other 2 prospects. So Mason Lohrei, get ready for Providence, get ready for Rhode Island. We're all excited to have you. All right, guys, so next I want to talk about John Beecher. If you've been following this channel, watching the past couple of videos, everyone knows how hard I am on John Beecher. I love this kid. I love what he brings. I love his size, his speed, his agility, everything he brings. I just wish his hands could match his speed, and I wish he could just finish a little bit better. My girlfriend wishes the same. I'm really excited for this season. I think going into this season, letting go of Tomas Nosek, not signing anybody except for Patrick Brown. Even then, just really trying to let John Beecher know, hey, this spot is yours. We want to see you here. Do everything you can. And I think he's done that. I thought he had a great prospect camp. I think he's had a great preseason. Both games he played, he was noticeable. His speed was noticeable. Both games he played, he was either 50% or higher in the faceoff dot, which is a plus. Looked good in all situations, all 3 zones. He had that one goal where he, just that burst of speed from that pass from Zaboral looked really good. I'm excited for him. I would expect him over Lohrei, even though they played different positions, so it doesn't matter. But I would expect him over Lohrei to get all 3 games, just really making sure this is the right decision, really making sure they're going to make it hard on him, but I do think that this is the right move. Do I expect him to play full 82 games? Maybe, maybe not, but I would expect him to start the season opening up against Chicago with John Beecher on your 4th line. I think it's a great decision. Even if it doesn't work out, you just got to give him a chance, and I think that's exactly what Boston is getting ready to do, and I'm very excited for him. Now, lastly, I want to talk about Matthew Poitras, because with him, it's definitely the most interesting situation that you can have. Being at 19, obviously, he can't play in the AHL. He can only play either in the NHL or the OHL. I do think, overall, he's going to go back to the OHL. I know it's kind of sad to see. We're all excited. At least, give him those 9 games. Give him that time to play in the NHL. I don't think that's necessarily the right thing, because you're not going to put him on your 4th line as center role. Now, if you put him on the wing with Trent Frederic and Morgan Geekie on that 3rd line, and you decide to not sign a guy like Heinen or put a guy like Lysell in that role, and you really want to put Poitras there, okay, but that's going to take away from Trent Frederic's game, he had a great season last year. Obviously, yes, everyone's numbers were inflated, but he improved so much in the offensive zone. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to put a scrawny 19-year-old on his line. Trent Frederic obviously is going to have to look out for him, and it's going to kind of take away from his game. I think that Trent Frederic could definitely benefit from having someone who is a little bit more mature in his body, in the sense of every time he gets knocked down. Now, to Poitras' credit, every time he gets knocked down, he hops right back up. You don't even notice it. It's almost like he's got springs in his skates, but he's there. But at the same time, I do feel like if we put Poitras on that line with Geekie and Frederic, it's going to take away from that chemistry building between Freddie and Geekie. And at the same time, again, Frederic's not going to be able to add on to that scoring touch because he might be a little worried about Poitras. Now, what does that say about Frederic? I don't know, but now we're starting to talk about Frederic, and we should be talking about Poitras. So I'm done talking about Freddie. But if we put him on that 3rd line, all of a sudden you got some scoring on there. But that might not work out, might not be chemistry. Are we going to talk about top 6? We're really going to put Poitras in our top 6? Okay, so let's say we do that. Let's say just for fun, your 1st line, Marchand, Zacha, Pasternak. Your 2nd line, DeBrusk, Poitras, Coyle. Okay, that's interesting. But now all of a sudden you got to take DeBrusk, who over the past couple of years has soared on that right side. You're going to put him back on the left. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to him. Maybe it means everything. Who knows? Then you're going to put Charlie Coyle, who's dominant as a center. He's just so big, so strong. Love watching him play. This is actually a Charlie Coyle jersey. That's my favorite player. You're going to take someone who's so dominant as a center and put him on the wing. Yes, can he play the wing? Absolutely. Could you put Poitras on that wing? Sure you could. But at the same time, is that really what you want to do? Because then what are you going to do after those 9 games? Are you going to keep him, or are you going to send him down? You put him on the 1st line with Marchand and Pasta. You put him on the 1st line with Marchand and DeBrusk, whoever it is. Again, all of a sudden, he's just, I don't think he's ready. I think his game looks good. His IQ is good. He's good in all 3 zones. He just needs to work on adding muscle. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, look, Poitras, go down to Guelph, have a great time, enjoy your last season in the OHL. If he continues his path, he might not need a year of AHL hockey. I could see next year all of a sudden he's in the NHL. But just for right now, he needs to add muscle. He needs to work on a few things, work on that skating, work on getting more physical. He's got a grit to his game, which is good. Like I said, Bruins fans are going to love that. But just continuing to grow and continuing to be better in all 3 zones is really going to help him out in the long run. I think he's going to have a field day in the OHL. He might even bring home some trophies at the end of the season. Guelph should definitely make the playoffs, but again, I don't think he's ready to be on this NHL team. And this rule of not being able to play in the AHL sucks, but I do understand it. But yeah, that's definitely it for me. Let me know if you guys disagree, agree. There should be some more videos. I'm starting to get a little bit more of a buzz on this channel, which is definitely good, definitely where I want to be. Like I said, this is something that I want to do with my life. I love my job that I have right now, but that's a job. I would love to make this my career. So again, just keep the comments going. Let me know what I can improve on, what I am doing good at. I appreciate all the feedback. I respond to all of it. And yeah, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Live Hit my music.